Huh? Right, I'm going to showcase basic thing about indices. So you will have example like this, 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 appearing 4 times. So this is what you say the base. The powers of 4 is what you known as the index or power. So I'm going to give you one example. So 3 to the power of 2. This is the base and this is the index or power. One more time, if it is like 4 to the power of 3, this is your base and this is your power or index. So the first law is actually your multiply. So you'll see situations like this, all right? Let me showcase. 2 to the power of 3 multiplied by 2 to the power of 4. Now, when your base are exactly the same, base 2, you can combine the powers like this. So you're going to write 2, show the working, power plus power, and you will end up the final answer of 2 to the power of 7. So even if they use algebra like this, let's go through the examples, simplify these expressions. So question A, x squared multiplied by x to the power of 7. So exactly same base, combine. So you can write x to the power of 2 plus 7, and you will write the final answer x to the power of 9. So make sure you show working for your exam. This is working, and this is the final answer. Always show working. All right. So let's do question B. Your base is B. Okay. Then I am going to show this power add up together. So 4 plus 4. Straight away, I'm going to get b to the power of 8. Right, one more time and one last time. So y to the power of 8 multiplied by y squared. So you're going to get the powers add up together, and you will get the final answer to be y to the power of 10. Okay, so that's very simple. Now, what happens when you have numbers appearing in front of the algebra? For example, this question 3a. So the working is, you're going to make the number times number first. So straight away write 15. Again, then you get your algebra. Base is x. So you can write x, combine the powers together by using the law of indices, plus when it comes to multiply. So continue to bring your working downwards, 15x, and you will have the power of 6. So one more time, okay, listen, if you have your situation like 4a right here, I'm going to get all the numbers multiplied together. If they don't show you any number, basically it's 1, right? So let's multiply them together. 2 times 3 times 1, that is 6. Then you need to get your base x combined together. X and x combined because the same base here. So you can write x squared plus 4. This is base y. We can't really combine. There's nothing else. So you're going to copy y and then followed by the power square. So combine the algebra right now. So you will get x. This is going to be power of 6. Y square, copy just right beside. And that will be the final answer. The next indices law is about divide. So if multiply is plus together the powers, then obviously divide, you're going to minus the powers, right? So let me showcase this one first. You will have the numbers 4 to the power of 5 dividing by 4 square. So show working, copy the same base. Powers, you're going to minus off each other, and you will get 4 to the power of 3, which is going to match with this. Okay, what happens if you have algebra? Don't worry, we are going to do the same. So you're going to copy x as the base, same. Then you combine power minus power at the top, 8 minus 3. Then you get x to the power of 5. That's correct. Moving on, next one. So sometimes divide, right? They don't really show you the symbol like this, but rather a fraction line. So remember, when you see a fraction line, this is actually divide as well, yeah? Learn how to see. Now I'm going to write 5 dividing by 1. So that's going to be 5. Combine the powers, you have the same base of y. So 4 minus 2. And you will write the final answer 5y squared. So 4 minus 2, you're going to write square. Okay. Now, same thing when you have numbers. They don't show you any number means 1. So number divided by number, you will get 12. Next step, here got 2 for A, and this is like they don't show you any number means 1. So you can combine the powers, A, 2 minus 1. There's nothing else to do for B, then you're just going to copy back B. So let's combine them. A is power of 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. And then you're going to write B. So you can omit the 1 sometimes for mathematics. You don't have to write 1. You can straight away go for, 12AB. I have numbers appearing. That's fine. And I will have something to combine for the X and for the Y as well. So first step, When you have numbers, take number divided by number. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. Take the base x first, minus of the powers, because this is a divide question. And then next you're going to do for base y. So 8 minus 4 at the top. Now simplify and show you're working. Copy the number. X is going to be power of 3. Y is going to be power of 4. Now, sometimes when you have a situation like this is the third law, which is I say maybe is raising to a power law. You will see situations like a bracket, and you will have two powers side by side. You're going to take the powers and multiply them together. You're going to go for 3, and now the power is now going to be 8, matching with this. Like, let's practice. So you have a square in the situation, you have a bracket, and then there are two powers side by side like this. So straight away write a bracket square times with a 5. So go for a 2 times 5, you will get a to the power of 10. All right, now situation like this, exactly the same. So you're going to get q 4 times 5 at the top. You will get q to the power of 20. Careful. This one, the 5 is outside the bracket. So it is actually not affected by this power of 4. So what you're going to do, you're going to copy the 5. Now this x to the power of 5 is going to be raised by power of 4. So you will need to multiply on the index. So 5 times 4 at the top. Copy this again, bring it downwards. And now you will get x to the power of 20. So that's how you do f over there. All right, let's practice this one. This one, I purposely, put the questions side by side like this so that you can see and compare by yourself. This 2 is affected by the raising of power 3. This 5 is not affected because it is outside of the bracket. So this one right here, you need to raise to the power of 3. Show like this. 2 to the power of 3. Then get your x to right beside. Now you have powers raised against each other. 3 times 3. Continue to bring your working downwards. 2 to the power 3 is 8. X copy, and you're going to get 3 times 3, 9. So this is exactly that. Make sure you learn thoroughly. They are different. Whether the numbers in the bracket or not, they are going to be different. The next law, you need to learn how to play around with negative index. So they say 4 to the power negative 2, right, can be written as 1 over. Now you're going to make this power as a positive. So make sure you know this rule. It can be the other way around, interchanging. So let's play and learn from here. First question here, workout means you are going to solve, give the final value by solving it. So what is the value of 5 to the power negative 2? So first step, copy this. Next, play around, put 1 over. This one change as a positive power. So you're going to write 5 squared. Continue to solve what is the meaning of 5 squared. So that's 1 over 25. Okay, I assume that it's the same question. We are going to solve it, work out the value. So how to do this question? The question first. So how to play with negative powers is you're going to write 1 over. Now this bracket, you're going to copy exactly the same. But now change this into a positive instead. So now write a positive 5. So continue to evaluate this down below. That's a negative 243. Negative 243. So you can let the negative numbers remain down below, or you want to bring it outside. It's actually the same. So these two are the same. No need to be confused. Teach you right here. See, 2 over 3 to the power negative 2 is exactly converted to flip the fraction, and now the powers become positive. So now let's try to learn this right here. You have a fraction to the power of negative 1. So how to play with the fraction now? You're going to reverse this, flip 5 over 3. Negative power, you're going to write as a positive power. So I think that's pretty much it. 5 over 3 to the power of 1 is exactly as 5 over 3. So you leave it like this first, then only you will learn whether you know how to see this is going to be flipped or not. Okay, so you can leave this answer, or you want to change it into a mixed number, that's fine. Let's change it into mixed number. You will get 1, 2 over 3. Okay, now let's play with this question over here. I am going to flip this fraction. Why? Because you have a negative power. That's the technique. flip the fraction, right? 2 over 1. Negative power, you write as a positive power. So 2 over 1 is basically 2. Now raised to the power of 3. And you're going to evaluate 2 to the power of 3 is going to be 8. Rule number 5, a lot of rules to learn, right? So they say a to the power of 0 is going to be 1. Basically, a lot of numbers raised to the power of 0 is going to be 1, right? 5 to the power of 0 is 1. How about 8 to the power of 0? 1. 7 to the power of 0, 1, right? So learn this rule. It's very simple, very straightforward. That's rule number 5. Your powers are now appearing in fraction, a to the power half, a to the power 1 over 3, or in this case, like maybe a to the power 1 over n. So let's learn how to see your fraction when it comes to powers, all right? So they are trying to teach you over here. 16 to the power of half is exactly the same as square root 16. So this is your first lesson, all right? Let's try this over here. 16 to the power half is exactly known to be square root 16. And you're going to solve square root 16, and this will become a 4. Okay, now one more time. What happened when you have a different number like this? This is 1 over 3. Half is square root. 1 over 3 is cube root. So now you're going to learn 1 over 3 means cube root. Cube root 27, I think that's a 3, right? So that's the answer over there. Okay, so they are teaching you like this. When you have power of 1 over 3, it's basically cube root. Power of 1 over 2, that's a square root. What happened when you have a different number at the bottom? Just gonna put the number outside of the root. Let's see. Let's try this question. First thing first, I can see that it's a negative powers, negative 1 over 5. So what you're gonna do as usual is you're gonna write 1 over. So you can now write 32. This will now become a positive, remember, so it's now 1 over 5. Now, how to write this? How to write this? You're going to write 1 divided by your root. The bottom number 5 means 5 outside, so it's a root 5. 32, you're going to copy back. And you're going to solve this. What is root 5 for 32? Let's say 2, right? So this will solve to be 2. So basically going to write 1 over 2. That's the final answer. So is it really true that this solve into half? You can use calculator for this. Everybody use calculator for this right now. So 32 raised to the power of negative 1 over 5. Yep. This one is exactly 0.5. And we managed to transform the indices to half. In general, the numbers at the top is going to be for outside of the bracket. The number at the bottom is for the root. So let's try to learn this question. Okay, first thing first, I can see that it's a positive power, so that's good. Straight away copy 1, 2, 5. This one is for the outside of the bracket. So let's put a 4 outside. This bottom number is for the root. So if it's 3, then you go for cube root. Everybody solve inside the bracket first. So what you can do, you can solve cube root 1 to 5. Okay, so teacher get 5. Now raised to the power of 4. And what is this? What is this for final answer? 625. So this is the working, and that's the final answer. So how to do this question? Remember, very important skill is to check whether the powers are negative or positive. Teacher can see the power is a negative. So how do we do this? Follow, write 1 over, copy this. This power right here, you're going to copy as a positive. Okay, so teacher writing 3 over 4. Now, bring your working downwards. You're going to write 1 over 16, trace it back. The powers for 3 at the top, it's for the bracket. It's for the bracket. The power of this over 4, you're going to write outside the root. So you're going to write 4 outside. So right now, you're going to use your calculator and solve this first. 1 over, what is that at the bottom? Let's say 2 raised to the power of 3, and you will get 8. So you can also use your calculator to solve this, right? And I'm pretty sure you will get this matching answer, 1 over 8. This video is about everything you need to know about indices, right? So next skill is to see whether we can do past year paper or not. All right. So how to do past year paper, especially finding the value of n. So this is the secret. Question, find the value of n in this equation. So you will have this basic first. 2 to the power of n is going to be equivalent to 64. Here's the secret. When you have a base 2 shown on the left, this number most of the time is also base 2. So I want you to press your calculator, right? 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 3, 2 to the power of 4, all the way, and check which number will give you 64. All right. That's the secret. It's definitely base 2. So I will need to try. You realize that 2 to the power of 6 is 64, right? So definitely this can be transformed into base 2. Definitely. So now write 2 to the power of 6. So once you are done finding out the base is now 2, you're going to use this word by comparison. By comparison or using comparison, the base are exactly the same. So ignore them. Straight away copy n equals to 6. Because by comparison means you look by your eyes. 2 and 2, same. N is 6. There you go. This is base 3, right? So I'm pretty sure this 81 is also related to base 3. So that's the secret. Okay, I'm going to copy 3 to the power of n. 1 over 81. Now, let's find out base 3 to the power of what is 81. Okay, so you can now try out all this using a calculator to assist you. Let me know if you have found it. The teacher found out that 3 to the power of 4 is 81. Okay, so you're going to replace this to the power of 4. Here we go. 3 to the power of n. This one you copy as 3 to the power of 4. Now, do you recognize that 1 over something can be transformed as a negative indices? Have you recognized this already? So 3 to the power of n. Change it into a negative index. So basically, copy this as a negative power. And now you're going to use the same word by comparison. Comparison, 3 and 3 exactly the same. Therefore, n is going to be negative 4. Let's make it harder. Okay, find the value of n in this equation. So let's try to copy the equation. Okay, what was the secret that I shared with you? I can see this is base 5. I am very sure this fella right here can be transferred into base 5 as well. So you can quickly use a calculator to find out what is this, man? Which one is 125? 5 to the power of 3 is 125, right? So teacher found out this using calculator. Quickly copy this first. Exactly the same. This one transform into 5 to the power of 3. And remember, now you have the same base, right? So what was the word? By comparison. You're going to copy 5 and 5, leave it. So you write n plus 1 is 3. Bring this plus 1 towards the other side. So you will get 3 minus 1. And you will get the answer n is actually 2. Get it? So how to check answer? Remember, mathematics can check answer, right? So take 2, substitute into your formula. 2 plus 1 is 3. And indeed, 5 to the power of 3 is 125. Logic, right? So that's how you know your answers are pretty much correct. Ready? Okay, let's do the question B. So as usual, teacher like to copy the question so that I can stay focused. What was the secret? I said, this is base 2. So I'm pretty sure 32 is also base 2 somewhere. All right. So you realize now using a calculator, to the power of 5 is 32. Quickly transform this. Copy this one first. Transform 32 as to the power of 5. Base is exactly the same already, right? So same base. What do you use? By comparison. So by comparison, the base, don't need to copy anymore. Copy power equals to power. So 2n minus 1 is 5. Bring minus 1 there. So you get 2n equals to 5 plus 1. 2n is 6. Side by side means multiply. So you're going to bring towards the other side as a divide. And you will get the final answer to be 3. So how to check answer, right? Basically, you're going to substitute n is 3 into this question over here. So 2 to the power of n, so 2 times 3, 6 minus 1, so it's 5. 2 to the power of 5 is indeed 32. So that's how teacher knew very confidently that the answer is 3. Find the value of n in these equations. Okay, let's see what do they have for us. 9n plus 1. This is going to be equivalent to 3 to the power 5. What teacher say? This one is base 3. This is base 9. This one seems to be larger, right? I think this fella can be base 3. Rather than this one is base 9. No. Take this. I think this fella is base 3, all right? Everybody should know 3 square is 9. So transform this as 3 square. Here we go. 3 square. These are already in power or index form. So they are going to be placed here. Copy this. 3 to the power 5. Okay. Now, remember this one, you're going to write power equals to power. But don't forget to write the word by comparison. Just be a little bit hardworking to write. So 2 bracket n plus 1 equals to 5. You can omit the same base really because by comparison means you use your eyes to see. Now, how to do this? Expand. 2n plus 2. This is going to be 5. Shift plus 2 first. So 2n is 5 minus 2. 2n is 3. N is 3 over 2, which is 1.5. To check answer, I'm going to demonstrate right now using calculator. 1.5, substitute into your n. So 9 is 1.5 plus 1. 9 to the power of 2.5. What is this on the calculator? Let's try. 9 to the power of 2.5. You will get 243. Use your calculator and check what is the meaning of 3 to the power of 5. If they are same, then they are correct. Yep, 3 to the power of 5 is indeed 243. They are matching. So I knew this 1.5 is definitely correct. So remember, this is for checking. Do not submit those. You can erase and just submit whatever that you need for your exam, right? So this is what I am going to submit. This is base 2. I'm pretty sure this 8 is also base 2 somewhere, right? So you're going to check to the power 1, to the power 2, to the power 3, and you will realize that 2 to the power 3 is 8. So transform this fella as 2 to the power 3. The powers is n minus 1. Don't forget to place side by side in a bracket because there are two terms. Put bracket. Copy this. 2 to the power 6. Now, how to use the comparison? You're going to use by comparison. By comparison, right? So the base is exactly the same. Ignore them. Copy the powers equals to power. So 3 n minus 1 equals to 6. You can expand or you want to bring 3, it doesn't matter. So I think I'm going to expand so that you can see it. This one, bring it towards the right hand side. You'll get 3n equals to 6 plus 3. 3n equals to 9. Finally, n is 9 divided by 3, and you will get 3. So basically, that's how you do your past year paper. In summary, rule number 1 is your multiply law. Rule number 2 is your division law. Rule number 3 is your raising to a power law, or multiplication to the powers. That's rule number 3. Rule number 4 is knowing how to interchange the negative index or negative powers. That's rule number 4. Rule number 5 is about your powers of 0. Anything power 0 is 1. And rule number 6 is know how to play with fractions for the powers. Okay, so that's roughly rule number 6. And make sure you know the final example, how to find the value of n. Usually the base are the hint. So this is base 2. This one should be base 2 as well. So basically, that's how you do your past year paper. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the video for more mathematics tips and tricks. And I'll see you again in the next one. Bye-bye and take care.